English would be experts in Excel, you know how to plot things well in Excel, etc. You can use VBA. Let's say you're solving a differential equation. You can use VBA to solve it and output in table in Excel the results, and then use Excel plotting to get a plot of your results. And the nice thing about that, if you change the output, you automatically change the plot. So it's very easy to interface the two programs. And there are two commands for interfacing. The less useful one is the range command. So input, output, with Excel. The range command for input, you could say variable equals range, and you put in a parenthesis and in quotation mark the Excel address that you have. So, if I want the nominal value of x1, I could put the statement this will totally change. Okay, I'll make it a lot more efficient, but I could say x1 nominal first component equals range, it will capitalize it for me, open parenthesis. Now, in what address do I have the x1 nominal value? Go back to Excel, and my x1 nominal value is an address B2. So go back to VBA, and right here, B2, the way you refer normally in Excel. That's all you need to type. You can have from a cell in Excel things like formula and things like that, but the default is value, so you can put dot value or put nothing. So the dot value putting here is on, I'll put it in a minute, is optional. You can see other options that you can have. Well, many of them I don't even know. But you don't have to put dot value. Call in your question.
Are you going to define I or no? I don't need to define that.
I don't have yet an I, right? I will declare more variables, yes. I will need to declare more variables. But right now I have x naught of 1. It's not I. x1 naught. Oh, x naught. Yeah. Thank you. That's why you're raising it. X naught. X naught is the variable. X naught first component. Yeah. I made a mistake there, yeah. X naught first component.
Professor,
Yes.
what was the value for?
I'm reading from Excel. In Excel, I calculate the nominal state value. So I'm reading from Excel the nominal value using the range command. Okay? And I will write x naught second component. I'm reading the second component as range, open parenthesis. Where is my second component? If I go to Excel, it is on cell B3. Right here is my second component on the line. So I go here, B3. So that's one way you can translate, you can input values from Excel into VBA. By the way, if you turn it around and you say address equals, if I were to say range something, let's say whatever, F4 equals something, equals, for example, U or U of, that would make the value of U that my VBA has put in the cell F4. This is the input. Input is variable equals range. Input into the program. This is output to Excel. This is input from Excel. So input from Excel, variable equals range, whatever, A3, whatever you want. range equals variable name. Rim, clear? Ishla, okay? Robert and Robert, okay? Okay. So, but it's not easy to automate this. I guess you can do string manipulations and write some code that would be able to do looping with using the range command, but it would be needless adventure because we have instead the much more convenient statement, cells. Alternative, and that's the one we're going to be using most of the time, although range has some variants. For example, range is a command that can be used to erase a lot of Excel cells very fast. I was going to remember that. But alternative, more powerful if you want, is the cells command. Notice when you use the range command, you use typical Excel notation for location of cells. First the column is a letter, then the row is a number. Normal mathematics for matrices, you use what? Two numbers, and the first number is the row, and the second number is the column. It's flipped. The cells command uses the regular matrix notation. So, same thing, I put here variable equals range A3. With the cells command, you put variable equals. You use cells, parentheses, no quotation marks. Two numbers. First number, row address. Second number, column address. So A3 is third row, first column. That would be 3,1. And for output, so this is input. For output, you would say, it would be 4F. F4 is fourth row, sixth column. So that would be cells, fourth row, sixth column equals, that would be the same as that. But whereas what I have arranged is strings inside, and to manipulate them, you have to do string operations. In the cells command, you have integers inside. You can do integer operations, addition, etc., increment in a loop. It's very easy. So the cells command is the more convenient way for input-output. So let's go back. Clear it? Yes.
Can you use a range command on a scalar, or will it create error?
On a scalar, what do you mean by scalar? It's a single location, single cell.
Range is you can't do like a range of numbers?
No, you can actually do a range of cells. You can do a range of cells. That's why it's convenient for erasing large blocks. Yeah, you can use the column to have blocks.
Okay.
Yes. If that was your question, the answer is yes. That's the one utility of range that is better than cells. Cells you would have to write a double loop. It takes a lot longer to execute. So yeah, I used to add a program, phase equilibrium program we're going to be doing, because those of you who are in phase equilibrium, we're going to be using VBA to write a program that will do Penn Robinson for us and calculate all.
We already have Penn Robinson.
Well, we're going to write our own program for Penn Robinson. So, and we will need to be erasing every time large part of Excel. And originally I had written it in which I was double looping and you erase by setting a cell equal to blank. Well, works fine, but it was taking a long time. And I had made a student, and I think I give them credit in the program, who simply suggested the range command And same thing with the range command with the block, happens instantaneously. So yeah, there is an advantage that range, but for regular things, cells is much more powerful. So let's rewrite those statements. I'll put them as, I'll put in front an apostrophe to make it comment, and rewrite in cells. So a cells it would be x naught of 1 equals cells. What do I put instead of b2? 2. I'll leave a space. And I'll put x naught 2 equals cells of, in this case, 3. But, of course, suppose that you have 100 state variables. You don't want to write x1, x0 1, x0 2, etc. Okay? But whether you have learned VBA or Python, you've learned about looping. And we can do a loop. I don't know if Python has for loops. Does it?
Yeah.
Very convenient here is to use a for loop. So we can simply write a general statement, and that's why I ordered them in Excel together. So instead of writing them individually, yeah, I'll put all this comment out. Let me comment all this out and do it the smart way at the end. So I'm commenting everything out, just I'm leaving that for your reference. And I'll make a for loop. So for I equals 1, 2, and I have declared. And call them yes, so we don't have to declare something. And now I can use the I in there, so I can say x naught of I equals cells. And I can have a single statement. Well, 1 is in address 2, 2. Yeah, homework will be assigned on this. I don't want to go with this. I can finish it. Going very, very fast. I cannot even think of going very, very fast. So, x naught 1 is in cell 2, 2. X naught 2 is in cell 2, 3. Can I write in then a formula where would be x naught I? Would be in 2, that doesn't change. What open for the next one?
I.
No, x naught 2 is 3, 2, not 2, 3.
Oh, it's 3, 2, sorry. Yeah, okay, sorry. So what do I put here? The second is going to be 2. What will be the first index?
I plus 1.
I plus 1 is correct. When it's I1, I get 2. When I is 2, I get 3. So that's the statement I'm going to write. And you close a for loop in VBA. Oh, you can, when you say for I equals 1 to n, it starts by value of 1 and increments it by 1 every time. Optional is to put step 1, which says by how much you increment it. If you wanted to change by different value, you could put step 2, or you can actually go downwards. If you put the beginning value bigger than the end value, if you got the 4 I equals, let's say 4 to 1, you could put step minus 1, then it would go backwards. So it's a flexible command. Step 1 is optional, so I'll put just an apostrophe in front, just to remind you. So now step 1 is just like that, to show you it's optional. step is okay. If the size, if the step size is wrong. Okay? Just put in some comments to make it clear for those of you who have had questions. And next I closes the loop. Same, the variable is optional, but it's always a good idea to declare the variable that you're closing. So that goes and reads all the x's. If I had 100, it wouldn't have been any different. The same 3 lines would have read 100 nominal values from Excel. How are we doing? Okay, guys? Clear? Kevin Blackman?
I think I understand everything except the beginning.
What part of the beginning?
Just defining functions and defining variables. Just like we did in Python.
What is that? Oh, like importing
Define
stuff?
the function, then you call it in the program.
Okay, okay. Alright, got you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Selena, okay? And we can do next U0. I have only U0. That would be the way I have written in Excel. And if you keep the same structure, U0 would be immediately after the last X. So I can simply take the next address to read. So I can write the program a bit more general. If I write U0 equals cells. The last one that I have from X0 are n plus 1. So this will be n plus 2, comma 2 in this case. Okay? Since I goes from 1 to n, the last cell I'm reading an X0 from is n plus 1. So n plus 2 would be the cell that has u. Now we have the DO. So I can do another loop. I can reuse the variable I. Make it.
E, comma 2 for you.
Oh, comma 2, thank you. Yes.
And why don't, since there's only one U0, why don't you just use 4 to read it? You know what I mean? Like.
I just want to make it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how much I'll give you, but I might give you a homework which you have 5 equations, okay?
Gotcha.
This makes it more automatic.
Will this code be available online afterward? So will it be posted online afterward?
Will this be class?
Will it be posted online afterward?
No. No. I don't want to make it very easy for people who miss class next. So, if you have a good excuse, yeah, I'm not very sympathetic to people who miss class without excuse. This is a class that you really need to, generally, this is a class, if you put the effort and are in class, you should do well. But miss class, etc., you can do very poorly in this class. Okay, disturbances. I can reuse the same variable I, because when I say for I equals 1, I automatically reset I value to 1. And I was done with my usage of I before. So for I equals, I can go again from 1 to R now, reading all disturbance nominal values. Remember, I'm using D double O for disturbance. I equals, the first disturbance will be at n plus 3. So I'll put cells n plus 2 plus I. That makes, when I equals 1, to be n plus 3. Comma. And finally, next time. To close. I have not declared